Good morning, everyone. Thank you all for joining our Saturday chant class here at Way Mountain. How are you, how are you? Any problems, any questions? We're resuming our normal schedule. Let's see. I'd just like to make a small announcement. We would like to officially welcome a new member, our Sangha. He's from Korea. He's here visiting us, and he decided to join our group. This is Chang Sunim from Korea. He's been ordained for a long time, 20 years or so? Oh, 20 years. And his Dharma name will be Xian Da. Okay? And so, Da is Dong Da, is to penetrate. Okay? And so we're glad to have him with us. We should order some clothes for him if Xin remembers. All right. Anyone would like to have any questions to the Sunim, to Master XD? Anyone? Yes, 6. And ask him in Korean, I guess.
Venerable Shinto, welcome to BLI. And I have a question. So you've been Venerable in Korea for 20 years. What made you to study under our master?
네, 제가 사실 한국에서 20년간 수행 생활을 했는데 사실 많이 우울했습니다. 네, 그리고 또 저뿐만 아니라 주위의 동료 스님들도 많이 우울하신 스님들이 많아요. 근데 이제 그 원인을 이렇게 생각해 보면 아마 스승님이 안 계신 상황에서 자기 혼자 각자들 이렇게 수행을 하시니까 이제 그런 문제가 생기지 않나 그런 생각이 들어요. 그래서 스승님을 찾아서 여기까지 온 것 같습니다.
So I have been practicing for 20 years in Korea, and I was very depressed. Not only me, but other senims too. They are very depressed. Many senims are very depressed. And I think the reason is we don't have a good knowing advisor, and we just practice by ourselves. That's why we have some problems. So I happened to come here looking for my teacher.
Okay, anyone else?
다른 사람도 있나요?
Okay, that was a short interview. Yes, 6, go ahead.
Thank you, Master. Venerable, we are so glad you are here to join us. We are a very unusual group of people because we try to like sitting in full lotus. How are you doing with that, by the way?
Very direct.
예, 지금 제가 할 수 있는 그 결과부자는 지금 3시간 정도 해봤습니다. 예, 아직까지 너무 힘듭니다.
So I'm capable of doing 3 hours of full lotus until now, and still it is very hard.
From my experience, it is always hard. But the best part is that you keep trying. And even though I've been with Master since 2011, I have to keep working on my sitting regardless. So I applaud you that although you've already been a Sangha member for so long, that you are still have the desire to keep improving. So thank you so much for joining us, and we wish you the best of luck.
네, 감사합니다.
Thank you.
Okay, very kind of you. Kind words. Yes, in the back, 5.
네, 5번.
Master, would you say again the Venerable Xian Da's Da meaning?
Da means to penetrate.
Penetrate.
东达的达. You get insight. Okay? Yeah. All right, anyone else? Of course, I'm also very pleased that Master XD decided to join us. We are small, but we all subscribe to this ideal of first improving ourselves, developing ourselves, so that we can help others. Okay. And so not just Sanghas, but also lay people as well. However, for the monks and nuns, it's a little bit more intensive in that we have a clear purpose. First of all, traditionally, the monks and nuns are supposed to reach 4A, 4th-stage Arhat. Our abbreviation is 4A, 4th stage Arhat. Okay, and this is when I tend to take you more seriously. Below that is kind of difficult to teach you. You just don't get it. And so you will have a chance to be put on that program where all the Sanghas hopefully will reach 4th-stage Arhats. Okay, that state is what in Chinese called 所作已办. What you're supposed to do has been accomplished, has been done. Okay, so I believe that's the state of the 4A, where the monks and nuns are supposed to put an end to their suffering. So when you reach that level, you are in control of your life. You can choose to avoid suffering, like the Hinayana people, where they run away from society, and the first experience of pain and suffering, they run away, they get afflicted, and so forth. That's why they said, why do I have to do this? It's not worth it. It's not worth it for all the money in the world, for all the glory in the world. It's still not worth the suffering. And therefore, they run away, and they are blissful, and they live in bliss, and they live happy, very, very happy. And we not like that. Why not? It's because if you can choose, you do have the option of choosing to live like that. However, there's a price, the big price of missing out on even more bliss, far greater bliss, far more rewarding things. Okay? In particular, another weakness is that if you, as you mentioned, have depression, At 4A, you will not be able to handle depression. Not yet. They're just too strong for the 4As. Typically, the depression demons, the depression ghosts, are much stronger than 4A. And therefore, you may be able to occasionally escape, but they can still overwhelm you under normal circumstances. And therefore, our people know better. They work hard. They continue to work at it until they reach a level where they can really help others. Because until you're able to overcome your own depression, your own mental challenges, you will not be able to help others. Okay? Because helping others means that you have to put them on your back and carry them. You have to protect them. You have to deal with their problems. So for us, we are very clear. On a 4A, that level, you are strong enough so that you can choose to do two paths. One path is support side, where we need people who will have a support role. And the other side is you'll be a vanguard, where actually you'll be a warrior. You'll be sent to the front line and get shot at and get bruised up and get maimed and so forth. All right? And so we do have the two ladders where, again, most of you will be, your wishes will be respected. You wish to. You just want to have a peaceful life and a comfortable life and a happy life. You can go into the support role. However, if you want to progress even faster, much faster, and help more people, then you can choose to go for the warrior side, where you be trained more intensively and you suffer a lot more. Okay? Oh. Yes, 6.
Master, just wondering about, for example, depression ghost. You said they are stronger, in a way stronger than 4A.
It's not in a way, they are stronger.
Okay. And why are they stronger than 4A? I mean, what's their nature? What makes them so strong?
It's just because, not just because they're stronger, but also because the 4A's wisdom is very limited. We can't teach them how to cope with it yet. So if you don't know what hits you, if you are not reacting fast enough, that's when you get overwhelmed, like ordinary people. Ordinary people, they're overwhelmed the moment they open their eyes in the morning. Before the cup of coffee, they're already depressed. So that's how they function the entire day, just trying to survive. Okay? And so it's a lot more involved, a lot more complicated than the 4A can grasp or have the strength, mental strength to be able to cope with it. The only thing we know of is that you need to work harder and get much higher before you can be trained, can be taught how to effectively cope with it. So be humble. It's a long road. It's not as simple as it sounds, but others have done it already, and there's a process that that you can be trained. All right? It's a track record, very much like get the diploma that you are able and you're capable of dealing with it. Okay, this is when you'll be asked to help out, because there are a lot of people, actually too many people are infected with depression. Too many are bipolar out there, way too many. In here, almost all of you are bipolar. And you can't find anywhere else where you can come and take a break from your suffering, which is 24 hours a day. And you found out that every time you come to the temple, there's relief. Okay, and that's a start. And if you keep coming regularly, you get better and get stronger, and you'll be able to cope better with your mental challenges. Okay, out there, I was like them out there. I was bipolar, extreme bipolar, didn't know better. Okay, and that's how I lived. Miserable. Doesn't matter how many girlfriends I had, how much money, how much power, and so forth. It's just you're not happy, regardless. Okay, and so luckily for me, I met Master YongHua. I chose for some stupid reasons to learn chant, and that's how I started on the road to learn to overcome my bipolar ghosts and demons, and wrestle control back to my life and lead a normal life. You don't need to be like me, but most of you will be able eventually to reach a level where you can have a normal life. They can no longer control you. You are in control of your life. Okay? Yes, 6.
Thank you, Master. We have a question from Chun. Which G class can handle depression?
I'm not going to answer you. You will know when that moment you know is when I asked you. I said, I have a new case here that is about depression, and I want you to fix it. And you're going to ask me, how do I fix it? I say, are you interested in learning how? I teach you how. Okay, we don't allow you to get involved until you can handle it.
And she has an additional question. She asked about the manic ghost.
Yes. And the question is?
The same one, Master. At what level can one handle that as well?
Same answer. I'm not going to tell you. None of your business. When you get there, then you know. And I will remind you that now you're capable of helping out. By the way, and this is what has happened. For you, usually this is reserved for left-home people. However, if you're lay people, you're talented, and whatever the reasons you don't want to be, or you cannot afford to be a left-home person, and you're good enough, strong enough, and are interested, we can teach you, and we can work with you. Okay, we're not forcing you in any way to do anything. But same. So what happens with what's really going on is that the only way I know of dealing with the mental illnesses is through meditation. Because mental illnesses are based on they're manipulating your mind. So until you trained to develop a strong mind, you won't be able to recognize how they attack you. You become too afflicted too fast. Okay, so when that happens, for the doctors and the medical professionals to prescribe medicines and so forth, it only helps in extreme cases where you are more inclined to harm yourself, like suicide and so forth. But that's a very, very extreme cases. But if you don't belong to those extreme cases, then the medication is not going to help. Okay? Because it's a ghost. They come and go. In the morning, I'll wake up and say, okay, hello, and they take over. And then maybe sometime they feel like going for a cup of Starbucks, so they leave you and go to Starbucks. Because we don't have Starbucks. This is one of the reasons why we won't ever become a Starbucks branch. They love coffee, by the way. They love it when you drink coffee. You don't know that, huh? You didn't know that, did you? Yeah. They love it when you drink coffee. Okay, because it numbs you. It slows your reflexes, slows you down. It makes you addicted to dependencies on externals. Anyway, and so for people to take medication is not good for them because it's a form of poison. They have residues, and then they don't always work because all it does is they compress the range of the emotions to a more manageable level. This is what they get paid for. Okay, the drugs companies and the professionals, okay, that's what they do to their patients, to their clients. And so you don't have a normal life. You not yourself. Let's face it. You keep on poisoning yourself. Okay? Whereas if you were to be trained in Chan, then after you pass the test and so forth, and prove you're serious about it, then eventually you see that Chan helped you wrestle more and more control back in your mind, okay? Until you reach a level where they can no longer affect you at all, okay? That's when we teach you how to help others. Okay, so first in my world, contrary to Master XuanHua, my Chinese teacher, he used it when people came to him and asked him for help. He said, okay, I fix it, go back. Okay, it's been done. And that way, this is not how we function because it encourages you to be irresponsible. Every time you have a problem, you come to the temple and dump it on the temple. Then you go back, you have more strength, you have more time to continue in your irresponsible ways. So I refuse to do that. And so you come to the temple, you ask for help, we teach you how to help yourself. And we help you along the way, if necessary. So eventually you reach a level where you will be taught how to help others, and we have people who are able to do that already, okay? And that's first. Mental illnesses, you'll be able to help out. But as far as physical illnesses, and that's even more difficult. On some serious cases, such as brain cancer, different types of cancers that are life-threatening. Okay, brain tumors are the most dangerous ones. They can flip overnight and kill you. Okay, or breast cancers, all sorts of cancers. They're much more difficult to deal with, and they require higher levels than mental illnesses in order for you to effectively cope with them and not die. Okay, so even much higher levels. And so that's what we do. We cultivating with a purpose. It's not cultivating for the goal of making more money or becoming more famous or having more temples. That doesn't interest us. Okay. We want to make a difference. Because we care. We didn't, who will? The whole world is only interested in themselves. Well, unless we change and be willing to make sacrifices, there won't be much left for your children and grandchildren. You see, climate change is accelerating so fast. How are you going to stop that? The root of the problem is not carbon dioxide. It's your heart. It is so black, so selfish, that you do anything for short-term gains at the expense of everyone else. And that's so wrong. This is what you bring back to your family, to your children, and they absorb it from you. You're so self-centered. You think you're so special. And I used to be that way too. You believe in nothing but yourself, or the dollars, or cryptocurrency nowadays for some. I'm more into uranium. Okay? Yeah. And so I'm very grateful again for your hard work and your support. We started very small at Little Mountain Temple, and more people came and started practicing with us. This is about 18 years ago, 19 years ago. And the momentum has been building. Not only do we have a cross-section of different age groups, different ethnicities, genders, and so forth, but what also pleases me is that we are able to serve the young generations as well, in addition to the older generations. Okay. Whereas the religious organizations, institutions are not able to serve the young generations. Okay? So religions are in trouble after the older generation die. The young ones who get their inheritances, and they will stay away from a temple. Okay, so religions will die eventually. That's big problems for you. Where are you going to go for your mental illnesses? Who's going to help you? You only have drugs left to pacify yourself and poison yourself. You don't know how to get along with the loved ones. So this is why we're doing it. And it's because my teacher, that's what he did his entire life. And I liked it. I said, wow, what a cool thing to do. All right, any other questions? So I'm glad that XD Sunim, Master XD is here with us. We also in our pipeline, we have still more people preparing to shave their heads and receive the specialized training to make something meaningful out of their lives. Okay? Yes, DTT.
Hi, my name is Nadezhda. I'm first time here. I've been meditating for quite a long time before with different masters, and I have never meditated in Shin before. Yeah, they just invited me. I've been to online class, and I just found this temple today morning. It was a very great founding, and I'm actually very grateful for you and to all of us to actually have this practice today. Could you please tell a little bit how this exact way of practicing is different from the other ways, and what are the specifications and like the special focus that you pay for in these practices, like comparing to other variations of meditation?
Okay. First of all, welcome, and I'm glad you came. How old are you?
I'm 27.
You're Gen Z?
In between.
In between?
Gen Z.
We're more interested in Gen Zs. Just kidding. What are you looking for? Why would you want to, what are you looking for?
I'm looking for tranquility, inner peace, and inner straight. I recently just moved here. I'm only 3 weeks in San Francisco, and it's not been easy. It's not been easy because you've been confronting yourself, demanding to satisfy your needs, which like you're not being able to satisfy it just yet because I don't have the resources, I don't have the connections, and so on and so on and so on. It's hard to be a newcomer. So I just wanted to find the peace, at least within myself, at least with me, to build this anew together, me and me.
You are rather unusual. You are migrating the wrong direction. People are migrating out of San Francisco, not into San Francisco. We like unusual people. Very good, that's interesting. This is what happened, and this is amazing. This is what really impresses me about the young generation. They're a lot wiser than we are. My generation, we were expected to be successful, to achieve, to overachieve, hopefully, at any cost. And all my peers, all my predecessors, or my seniors, they are successful, they're rich. My older brother is very, very rich, and he is really an SOB. And the rich people I used to work for, they're all SOBs. They're all so unhappy. They're all very sick physically. Okay, and so the young generation, the Gen Zers, they're smart. They saw that and said that this is not the kind of future I want. So, and so they're searching for answers. And they, right there, this is what the common denominator I saw in Gen Zer is that they realize this a baseline. What baseline are we talking about? Okay, unless you can find inner peace, your life will be miserable. Ordinary people, they are pulled along the flow of life. There's a need to pay for rent. There's a need to eat. There's a need to take care of your family, your children, and your spouses, okay? And so because of that, people are constantly under stress, under pressure, nonstop. And it's untenable. No one can last that long, okay? Because if, like a car engine, when you drive, you can drive for so long, even like a locomotive, you still need brake time. Otherwise, the engine will overheat and it no longer functions. That's what happened to people my generation and younger generation. But the Gen Zers, in particular, are more rebellious. They're saying that, I want inner peace. I said, it clicked in my mind, say, yeah, that's it. You got the key for the necessary changes. You need to have both. You need to be able to drive yourself, okay, to get things done. But you also need the break time. The break time is the peace in your mind. Your minds need a break. And people don't realize that even if they did, like the Gen Zers, they don't know how to take a break. So here's what I have to offer to people like her. This is what Chan has to offer. We will give you specialized training in Chan where you will learn to take a break. Allow yourself to take a break, your mind to rest. How do you know it's rest? It's at rest. It's at rest when it is not afflicted. It's a task that all of you can do. Test yourself. Am I afflicted? If the answer is yes, then you should have the ability to say, I want to take a break. And right now, ordinary people cannot. They don't know how. Nothing really works that well, okay? And so, Chan, this is why Chan is so appropriate for the modern time, especially for these times, where through the Chan training, you learn to be able to be at a rest level, at a deeper and a deeper and a deeper level. And that's fundamental. You cannot take a break, you cannot last. On the other hand, if you can take a break, then you can actually are more efficient. You can produce more. For example, nowadays, right now, it's the weekend of the finals of the tennis championship called Wimbledon in United Kingdom. And today, I think there is the women's championship. Tomorrow will be men's championship, okay? And what made those people became champions is basically one thing: physical attributes, physical skills, and number two, mental skills, mental strength. You can develop physical skills. That's what they've been doing. They've been training since very young age, okay? And they learn to control the body and develop the muscles necessary for their sports, okay? But in order for them to make it to the top of the world, they found it necessary to develop mental strength. Okay, this is where the sports psychologists have been helping them, and amazingly, all the champions, the highest I've seen, maybe third dhyana and fourth dhyana. For us, it's like, don't talk to me about it. Go somewhere else. Okay, don't waste my time. Go. Okay, you want? That's all you're shooting for? Get out of here. Okay, we don't have time to waste. Yeah. And so if, and this is a message for all those athletes who need to perform. Okay, their concentration level is not high enough. If you want to beat those champions, okay. There's plenty of help for you to develop your physical skills. But the mental training, mental development is so inferior the way it's done right now by the Hinayana persuasions. Mahayana, for us, third dhyana or fourth dhyana, is just a joke. Okay, so my point being that it's not just a break, but it's a whole package where you're able to take a break, find inner peace in you so that you have a chance to recover, okay, restore your strength. And not only that, you'll be able to, if you're ambitious, can develop more concentration and actually increase your strength and stamina. There's just too many benefits in Chan that depending on what you're after, we can help you achieve those goals, attain those goals. Okay, what for? So that you be happy with yourself, and someday you say, I want to be even happier. This is when we teach you how to help others. Did I answer your question? You want specifics? Basically, you can talk to Master Z there, who can give you some more information on how to learn to practice Chan.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anyone else? It's not that we are afraid of how difficult your problem is. What we are afraid of is that you are not determined enough. You only whine. You only want us to fix it for you. It's not going to happen. You come to us, we want to help you. We want to help you become stronger and develop skills to cope better with your lives. But we're not going to fix it for you. We will help you. That's a promise. But you have to help yourselves. The kind of person who is willing to help you, that monk is dead already. You missed the train. Nowadays, you have to learn to help yourself. Okay? And it's all up to you. Well, we're not forcing anyone. You have to be responsible for yourself. And finally, as a word of caution, like Master XD here, his entire life is trying to become a monk, but his goals are too low. Okay, only because, like everyone else, no one told him that he could be better, that he could make a difference. There's a pride in what we do, a pride of we want to have meaning, we want to help, we want to make a difference. This is what drives us. That's our rewards. Not your money, not your adoration, not the material things. Okay? It's by helping you that we become better. We open our wisdom. We develop ourselves by helping you, by learning how to help you. It's the exact opposite of worldly people. Worldly people are only intent upon helping themselves. That's why their achievements are so low, so insignificant. Because they can do so much more if they knew. Okay? All right. Yes, 7.
Thank you, Master. Sometimes I feel intimidated to go and ask questions with regards to my cultivation, or basically that. And I've seen myself being lost at some point during my cultivation throughout these years. Is there a way I can just, how can I get rid of this intimidation that I feel to come and approach with questions in regards to it?
Okay. It's normal to be intimidated. We are scary. If you really know who we are, we're very scary to your ghosts. It's not you who's scared of us. It's your ghosts who are scared of us. When you come to the temple, you come to a place where there's bright lights that shines on everywhere. And your ghosts have nowhere to hide. That's why they're frightened. And then also, I have a reputation of having a temper. When I lose my temper, I beat up on them mercilessly. I don't kill them, I just beat them up. Killing would be breaking precepts. Beating them up, maiming them is not. That's why they're scared. Because as my left home disciples, my temper flares up unexpectedly. And when that happens, I hurt people. My early days, before I started teaching, I used to scream at salespeople on the phone and service people on the phone. The poor, I think, charter communications lady or something. I was so upset. I was screaming at her on the phone, and I saw this woman on the other end of the phone line, like bending and bending more and more. The more I scream at her, the more she's shrinking and becomes smaller and smaller. I was so funny. I said, "Wow, I'm so violent. I was so ashamed of myself." So I stopped screaming at salespeople. Now I scream at my disciples only. And you ask some of them, they say, Master does have a big temper. So that's my reputation. And when you come here, you go, and they whisper, watch out. Don't provoke him. He's combustible. They're frightened. I'm sorry, it's just me. There are many, many people in the past who came to my temple and they didn't realize they walked into a lion's den and misbehaved. And that's how I lost my temper occasionally. Okay, it's not you. And it's not going to go away. So accept it. Accept that they're scared. And it's a good thing to be scared, because when they're scared, you know what it means? They're giving you a break. You're not as depressed. You're only scared. It's not perfect, eh? Okay? You're welcome. See? Yeah. Children, I do have a temper. But you see, sometimes it's useful. Anyone else? And that's the only thing I know, only way I know of, dealing with these crazy ghosts and demons. They don't listen to reason, especially your manic ghosts. They don't listen to reason. They throw tantrums. How often do you see children, screaming and throwing tantrums at the temple? Very rare, right? They used to do that until they realize I have a temper. And my point being that for these mental illness ghosts, they don't listen to reason. You have to beat them up before they listen. When it's necessary. So, all right. Anything else? I have a few more minutes. If no questions, then we can end it here and go have lunch. Huh? What do you think? Okay, thank you everyone. Let's go have lunch.